We're back. It's Rimworld. It's another spaceship episode. So I added another mod. I'm a bit of a modder myself, and all this one does is when we're looking at places to jump to, it shows a little picture instead of it just being in words. And I liked that. I thought that was cool. I thought that was a better way to express where I'm going. Like if there's a river, it has a little picture of a river. If there's lava, there's a picture of a lava. So I added it, and I don't think it'll have any impact at all on our gameplay. We're in the Mushroom Forest, and for this episode, I think we're mostly just focused on trying to get to a point where we're not starving to death on our ship all the time. I'm not exactly sure why that's such a problem for me, but we've got our beer, and we're going to get our mushrooms loaded up. And then, yeah, we'll probably be taking off to a new place here pretty soon. So, what I think's funny for my intro on this one is I completely forgot why we were here. And as I started playing, I remembered. So, the reason we are here is we are trying to get a grav core. We are at an ancient stockpile, and we are trying to open these vaults that we haven't opened yet. So I completely forgot about that, and I was like, yep, we're gonna take off soon, but nope, we are not gonna take off soon. We're gonna try to get these vaults open. We hunt some boomalope because we're sad about mushrooms. So, and then we enter the first ancient stockpile. And I was pretty happy with this. I'm just gonna kind of go broad strokes because I'll be honest, this was a banger of an episode. A lot of very interesting things happen, and I don't really remember what happened in this first vault. I remember that I played it pretty well. There's a wasp trap and a hunter trap. I find a box. Pretty happy with any box I find, and this actually surprised me that had 5 advanced components in it, which is that's really good loot, and I'm not used to that in this game. Usually you do not get great loot out of anywhere, so it was interesting to see that there was good loot to be had here. So I run into some insects. I'm like, alright, I've taken a little damage from a wasp trap. I'm gonna, now that I know the insects are there, I'm gonna go back. I'm going to kind of heal up, get ready to go down again. You know, just kind of taking my time, not in too big a rush. I go in. That could have gone better. It could have gone worse. I don't have... yeah, it was pretty uneventful, but I probably could have taken less damage from the insects. I think what I found most in this run is I need a melee blocker. Or really most in this episode. I don't have anybody. Miss Chips likes to hang back and watch the base, but I don't have anybody in my crew. I did the hunter trap, not great there, and Fortune Favor takes a bit of damage. But nothing fatal, nothing detrimental. It's not that big of a deal. And we get the entire stockpile explored. So that's looking pretty good. Things are looking great. We're going back up. I'm like, yep, I'll heal up, and then I'll do the next 2 stockpiles. Not a big deal. We're just gonna cruise through this. We're gonna get our GravCore engine, right? Obviously. That was a cakewalk. Getting through that, very easy to do with the colonists I have. But then, as Rimworld often does, we have a Shambler assault. And this is an insane assault. So I was racking my brain right here. I was looking at that, and I was like, do I just take off? Do I just leave? I cannot I don't hold this, right? And I was looking at that group, mind you. If you've frequented the series frequently, you'll notice that I miss other things on the map. So if I knew that there was the second group also beating on my walls, I would have definitely taken off. I don't think it would have even been a question. But here we are. I still could take off here, and I'm still really thinking about taking off. We knocked Duff down because he was on a mental break, and I did not need him to go out and die to zombies. I thought that would be kind of lame. So here I even have it selected. I'm like, do I just fly away? But I said no. Like, we need that grav core, right? We don't need it, but I wanted the grav core. I'm so greedy in this game, and that's part of the reason I never get very far, is I'm just so greedy. I'll never... So I was like, we'll kite them. Then I was like, no, we'll go here, and they'll try to break down the door, and this'll work good, because... But then I immediately realized, no, it's an assault. They attack every single... They attack every single wall, so that's not gonna work. So I'm like, all right, we gotta do damage. And in this moment, I'm thinking, oh my god, this is the end of the space run. I have failed. I have let everyone down, and due to my incredibly poor decision making, I have basically trapped us in this kill pit for zombies to just come end our lives. So I'm like fighting here, but I'm thinking like, man, I wonder what I'll do for the next run. That is too bad. That is unfortunate. But then I start counting and I'm like, well, there's only 4 things attacking me. The other ones are like attacking random stuff that I don't care about. And then Isaac comes in. Everybody else is screwed. But Isaac has an architect eye, so Isaac is a good shot. And Isaac never misses. And he single-handedly, from here, absolutely saves everyone. I was ready to throw in the towel right here. And... I mean, that Shambler Assault, it shouldn't have even been that hard. If I would have just kept kiting, it would have been fine. Like, even, like, looking back on the damage that I took, if I would have just thrown colonists, they all died within, like, 8 hours. And that's part of the reason that I was willing to stay. And part of the reason that I was like, yeah, I can fight this. I'll just hold them on my walls. And I also wasn't sure how... I knew the grav ship walls were stronger than, like, normal walls, so I was curious to try out, like, yeah, how hard can it be? Shambler Assault? I'm sure they'll just beat on my walls for a while. And you kind of saw that at the beginning there, where I was repairing my plasteel door, which is now broken, but I was repairing it, and I was like, yeah, I'll just repair them on this door. They only have 8 hours to live, so it's not like I just have to repair it for a little while. We lose Lady here, and that is crushingly sad, and I am disappointed that Lady is dead. But in the grand scheme of things, like, the RP is Isaac had to save his wife, Miss Chips. Like, Isaac had to do everything he could for her. And now he's tending the rest of the people, and he didn't do a bad job. He's literally the only person in the colony that can walk right now. So we cannot fault Isaac too much for saving his wife above Lady, who joined the colony like 15 minutes ago. Nobody knew Lady. Lady was an outsider still. She didn't even believe what we believe. So I'm sad that I lost a named colonist, but at the same time I'm happy with how well this actually ended up going. Because that was a run ender. Like, I think, I mean, not that what I did was good, but I do think for what I decided to do and not fleeing in that moment, I am pleased that we handled it as well as we did for as few losses as we did. So overall, it was okay. So yeah, at this point, it's really we're going into recovery mode. We're also you may have missed it, but also that was in the middle of a cold snap, so I had to like build walls where they destroyed the doors, and I had to make an enclosed space and build a campfire so that we didn't die to hypothermia. So that was, I don't really want to call it a double hit because the cold snap is like whatever. Like generally cold snaps are not a big deal, but in that specific circumstance, a cold snap was a really big deal, and I also felt pretty good about that I kept us all from freezing to death. I don't think anybody even took permanent frostbite damage, so all in all, I mean, that went okay. And here so this is like our permanent damage. The Fortune Favors got a mangled eye, and I was thinking about Isaac's Architect Eye and Fortune Favors mangled eyes and my own eyes as I sit here and rewatch this video. And it's kind of crazy that like we are born with these items in our face that if they take any damage at all, like that's it, you know? Like you get blinded in one eye or whatever, and now you're blind in that eye, and it's just kind of crazy to think about, you know, your own mortality. So another raid happened, and that one was a bunch of Neanderthals. We still had open parts of the ship. I said, oh, and the other thing is mechs were arriving in 2 days, like the whole so with the ship start, you have mechs chasing you, and if you stay on a map for too long, they'll say they're arriving in 2 days, and then it's going to be a mech raid. So I said, all right, we're not going to get the rest of this. I still had 2 to go, but that is a good learning experience for the next one, that I cannot just come on the map and dick around and starve for a while. Like I actually have to have stockpile, and I have to like be ready to go do whatever the event requires me to do, because going through that stockpile was super easy, and I'm sure the next 2 would have been super easy, but the problem is I needed another maybe 8 days to do that, and I ran out of time, so we had to get out of there. Isaac has proved to be probably our most useful colonist right now, even though he's a wimp. That Architect Eye, I severely underestimated how good that was. We have a Flesh Beast cultist raid, so they're trying to summon Flesh Beasts on us. Turns out when you attack us with maces and we have guns, it doesn't go so well for you, so I didn't even really slow that down. But that's pretty much the episode. Thanks for watching.